All right, so Blake's having a rough day. We, had all kinds of fun snow wheeling yesterday, and this morning I'm like, well, we should probably clean the driveway. You want to move your truck, and he hit the key, and nothing happened. Yeah. And so we put it on jumper cables for a little while, thinking the battery was bad, and it tests weak. But yeah, it's not that. Apparently, it's the starter.
We're gonna start with the starter and hope that fixes it.
Yeah. So he's having a terrible time.
Yeah, I fluid filmed underneath here, so everything's like oily, and I'm trying to get to the starter. It's behind the exhaust, and you got like 2 different aluminum dust shields that you got to get past, and yeah.
Swell. So he's generally having a terrible time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yuck. And in the meantime, this is one of those things. So do you like spend the money on like an OEM Toyota starter because the first one went like however, what is this truck, 11 or 12 or something?
Yeah, like 160,000 miles.
Yeah. Or do you buy an aftermarket one that might work, that you take a chance on? Like, I don't know how you guys' luck is with aftermarket starters, but mine hasn't been so great. But an OEM Toyota starter is huge money.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Probably go OEM.
Yeah.
Only do it once.
Buy once, cry once, they say. I guess we'll be making a call to Toyota in the morning.
Yeah. It'll just fall apart.
Oh?
There's a little clip. Once we get the starter out, we can show you. Like, there's a clip on the starter where you plug the trigger wire in.
Yeah.
And they said it's so brittle, if you like just touch it, it'll fall apart. So.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, good luck with that. I'm going to go out and continue the plowing job that we meant to start. Thankfully, we used stuffed a receiver in the trailer hitch of his truck, and that pushed it out far enough. I was able to use the plow on my Tundra to push his inside so he can work where it's warmer and drier, I guess. Snow's dripping off the truck, but not from under the wheel well so much. Thankfully, yeah.
So as I just got the dust shield off, it says, get it to focus here, CarQuest on there, 6121. Someone's already been in here to replace the starter before, and as I took this dust shield off, there was only 2 bolts holding it on when there's supposed to be 3 bolts, so someone's been in here. I mean, that is not a OEM Japanese Toyota starter. It's been replaced.
Okay, so he's got the bolts out, so the starter is loose from the bell housing. But from what we understand, that's only the first part of the equation. Getting it out of there is actually like a total nightmare. So some guys unbolt the engine mount, like lift the engine so you can bring it through here. Some guys separate it and take the solenoid off the top of it and then bring it out in 2 pieces. I guess he's going to learn his way here in a minute. Good luck. How many hours in are we, Blake?
Too many.
So the starter is like
3 hours in.
The starter is just like laying there now. Like 3 hours later to get to that point. Like 3 heat shields, a whole pile of tools, and I mean, to be fair, I left him a couple of times. It's just the cuss words were overwhelming. Just kidding. But it's not. It
still is a pain.
It's definitely an interesting proposition. He's got it loose in there to the point that I think now he's going to try and remove the solenoid so that he can get it out of there, hopefully. So we'll see if he can make that happen.
All right, so I got the old one out. I got the new one. Denso Toyota. I was noticing the factory Toyota one is like an inch and a half shorter than the aftermarket one. So hopefully installation should go a little bit smoother. And to get it out, you take these 2 solenoid bolts off. swing the solenoid down and you can fit it up between here, and I'll give you a demonstration here in a second on how to get it in there. Yeah, this is how the solenoid comes apart. It's got these you gotta align the tab up with the forks in there. You just let it hang like that and be gentle with the wire. I'm gonna be doing this one-handed, but this is how you put it up in there. I already slid it past the CV axles, but like the factory Denso Toyota one fits much nicer than that aftermarket one. This one came out this one went in much easier than trying to get that one out between the CV axle and the front cross member that holds the lower control arm. Tight squeeze between the oil pan and the CV, but you can get it in there. I'm gonna do my best to show you the little wire that they were talking about that's super hard to plug in or unplug when it's in here. It's just the trigger wire right here. They said be super gentle with the like the videos that I watched. This is supposed to have a little clip on it on the top, if I can show you. Yeah, right there where it's it looks like there's supposed to be something right there, like a clip to hold this thing in. Yeah, mine broke. And they warned me about that in the video. So what I'm gonna do is to hold it in there is on the bottom of this where it seals in, or where it where it goes into the back of the starter. I'm gonna put a dab of black RTV on the bottom of it and let it sit overnight and dry in there, and that should hold it in there. Because I mean, it's not going to really move around so much. And it has a good seal when you plug it in. It doesn't move around, so just something to hold it in there, and not so much RTV that when you try to get it out again. That it'll be super difficult, just enough to hold it in there so it'll stay. But yeah, I got the solenoid put back on, and that's not too bad. You just put the two 10mm bolts back in. Make sure your fork is connected properly to the solenoid. Make sure it's in the groove. And you can move the forks in there by finger if it's not sitting properly, and then you just put your starter connection back on the bolt. Mine didn't come with a nut, so make sure you save the nut off of the old starter. And then clean your connections, and you're good to go. You can't see anything now because I put all my shielding back in the way, but it's in there. Starts like a brand new truck again.
Time to get this thing figured out once and for all, because we're gonna load it up and take it to Windrock to go four-wheeling. Well, stayed after work and it's been a long night, but I finally installed a aftermarket trans cooler on the Tundra because the 2019 and newer Tundras, for whatever reason, Toyota eliminated the external trans cooler. So got that taken care of, changed all the fluids throughout the truck. Just preventative maintenance, I tow with it, I plow with it, and I'm about to go on a big trip and I don't want to have any problems. So spend a few bucks, make sure everything's tip-top shape and ready to go.